Welcome to another edition of the Tales and Tunes Stories and Song Show. I'm Steve Azzaro. I'm delighted, so delighted today to have a lovely lady with us, Liz Reed. Liz, welcome.
Thank you so much, Steve. It's great to be here.
Lovely having you here. And this show, I like to feature singer-songwriters. And I know that you have a great body of music. But first of all, I'd like you to tell the folks a little bit about yourself.
Sure.
So they can get to know you a little better.
Sure. I am from the Hartford area. I've been a singer-songwriter for, I don't really want to say how many years, quite a few years. I have a wonderful husband of 20 years and two lovely teenagers at home. Mm-hmm. And we just put an addition on our house.
Oh, a lot of work.
My mom moved in with us last weekend.
In some sense, that's wonderful.
It is. It's pretty great.
Close by, for sure. Yeah. That's great. What got you involved in this music in the first place? Tell us a little bit about the music, your music background, your music story.
My music story. I think my mother has said that I was born singing, that there was never any question that I was going to become a musician. Mm-hmm. I have just been singing since I was this high. My brother used to, we would be in the back of the car, we'd be singing rounds, we'd be singing to the radio, and my brother would say, "She's singing the wrong notes again, Mom," because I started harmonizing at an early age.
What was his name, your brother?
His name is Andrew.
So Andrew didn't know about harmony, but you did. You had it.
It's right here. And my daughter as well. My daughter can harmonize very, very easily to anything.
It's wonderful to be able to do that. And what's your daughter's name?
Her name is Charlotte.
And Charlotte's listening in the other room, so that's great to have her here. So, and now your mom, do you think you're going to be playing some ditties with your mom?
Well, it was, you have those bucket list items. Mm-hmm. It was on my mom's bucket list to sing with my brother and me, and we actually had my sister-in-law. We did a quartet at Christmas one time.
That is great.
We've done that. But yeah, my mom and I sing together quite a bit, actually.
So what type of instrument did you start with? You said you have an early music career. So what did you start on?
I started on piano.
Okay.
When I was 7 years old. Mm-hmm. And like I said, my mother started with me. She played piano and I played piano at the same time. And she can still function. She can still play a melody on piano. So she's kept it up all these years. But piano was hard. It was really difficult. Yeah. So I actually switched to guitar when I was 12, and I started taking voice lessons when I was 12 as well.
What's your mom's name?
Her name is Suzanne.
So Suzanne really wanted you to have some grounding in music, because I'm sure she loves music.
She does.
And your dad, did your dad like music?
My dad is a bass. Okay. My dad sings beautifully. My brother sings beautifully. And my grandfather was a bass. He was a folk singer.
Really?
He's from Woodstock, Connecticut, and he used to travel the Northeast. He was also a physicist, so he invented instruments, and he would take his little show on the road and sing old folk songs, spirituals, and so those are a big part of my history.
And what was his name?
His name was Wesley Reed.
Wesley Reed, a folk singer. Oh my gosh, what a tradition you're following in.
Yeah, I'm really lucky.
That is super. Well, I'm sure you work hard at it. Now, you got this guitar, because the piano, and the guitar is not easy to play either, folks, but but you got this guitar. And do you remember what the guitar was that you first won?
I do remember. It was a Yamaha FG series. That was my very first guitar. Same type of guitar as this, right? It was an acoustic, and we tuned it up and took those lessons, and I just took to it. I took to it more than I took to piano. And
when you started, what were some of your influences then that you wanted to hear their music and maybe play their music too?
Well, I was saying that one of the first songs I played was a Buddy Holly song. So those old 50s and 60s songs were really in my my lexicon. Oh, that'll be the day when you say goodbye. That'll be the day. I know it's a lie, 'cause that'll be the day when I die. So my stepdad was overjoyed that I was learning Buddy Holly. He thought that was the bee's knees. And we used to do a lot of listening to records. He collected records. We had a whole record room, and he had like the double turntable thing. We would put on our headphones, and you know, I would put on, I don't know, Pat Benatar and Billy Joel and Elton John and James Taylor,
How about
the Beatles.
Grandpa? How about Grandpa? Did you listen to some of his tunes? Did he come over and ever entertain?
He had really given up performing by the time I was born, but he sang in the choir at church. So we would do a lot of those spirituals. And I think that's why I have a great love for really strong, striking bass lines. And I think that's part of where that comes from.
Well, you probably don't know, but I sing in a barbershop quartet also. And as far as I'm concerned, the bass is the most important part.
Oh, for
That's
sure.
the foundation,
Yes.
and rock solid, you know. And I've got a wonderful bass that I sing with now. I still have my barbershop quartet.
Excellent.
We do what we can and perform when we can, but it's great fun. Well, when can you remember I know you probably played thousands of hours in your bedroom or sitting on the bed and just banging around, we all do. When was if you can remember, the time you decided to write your own song?
Oh, that first, I don't know if you want to, it's
I
so
think-
awful.
Yep, I think it's important because and I liked it, by the way. I got a little sample of it. Liz played for me. Just play them for your memory of that first song.
So this was probably when I was about 10 years old. And at that point, I didn't have a guitar, so it was written on the piano. And I remember playing like a C minor chord and a G minor chord. So it went something like, I hurt you and you hurt me. Maybe it was an F minor, because that works better. And I really don't remember what happens after that.
But for a 10-year-old to attempt to do that, I think is wonderful. I think it's absolutely wonderful, because you wouldn't be what you are now if it didn't start then. And how many songs do you think you've written? I mean, I know some of them are in the closet and they're gone, but how many songs?
Oh my goodness. Let's see. So I have 6 published albums, and that they probably have 12 on them each. So
70 or so.
So that's 70 or so. But then there's a whole slew of them that I never finished, or that never got published, or they're just really terrible, and my husband never wants to hear again. I don't know. I guess you could round it at maybe 300.
Yeah, I know. I have about 90 that I've written, and like you just said, there's probably 30 that I've got scratch pads on. Say, oh, I want to write a song about this. I want to write a song about this. But they all don't make it, do they?
They do definitely do mine. They go in the trash, or just in the journal, and the journal gets thrown in a box, and we're all done with that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I go back and rewrite.
Yes.
And a couple songs that I'll be playing today are rewrites.
Now, when this is something that I not struggle with, but I've experienced. So even a song that you have worked on that you're going to be doing tonight, you know, and you perform it again, and you say, this line could be a little better, and you make a little adjustment, right?
It'll still happen.
So in my mind, our songs are never done.
They're really not.
They're never done. We're always given that little bit of a change, a little bit of shift, as we change, perhaps, you know, and the song changes with us. But that to me gets back to the original type of performance, when there weren't records, there wasn't sheet music, all there was a spontaneous performance that would change from time to time. So I find that as a good thing, really as a good thing.
It was interesting, when I first started learning folk songs, there was a faction of people that said, well, you have to go to the original version. And that's a difficult concept. If it's a folk song, like you just said, it has changed throughout history, throughout its whole life. And so it's interesting to think about what could be, you know, the original version. Was it the version that somebody went down to Appalachia and recorded?
Exactly.
Who knows?
Exactly. And when you have one of your songs that you've created, what was the spark that caused you to want to put words and chords together? Can you identify that? Because people have asked me that question. So, well, how do you write a song? What do you decide to write on?
That's such a good question. For me, it definitely depends on the situation. And it used to be all feelings all the time. Whatever, that really, somebody really
Emotion.
messed with me.
It's an emotion.
Yeah, that emotion went right down on the paper, and it was just all, breakup songs and angry love songs and all those things. That teenaged angst that ended up stretching into my 20s and into my 30s.
Hey, it never leaves us.
All the angsty stuff.
It never leaves us.
So definitely an emotion. But what I've come to lately is more stories, like you said. I recently wrote a sort of a story song about a homeless gentleman that lives in our town, whom I've met and shaken his hand and talked to him, and I feel like his story needed to be told. So that's what I did. So as I've gotten older, I've been able to tap into different things from different people's perspectives.
Yeah, I think that's so true. I've written a song about the homeless, and wanted to tell the story from their perspective and get some concept of what it would be like if one was homeless. So when people ask, it's a hard question to answer, but there's something within us that responds to something that's happened, and we want to comment on it,
Right.
Not just.
Right.
And do you find that writing what's the most challenging part when you get this? Let's take the song about the gentleman you just mentioned. Lyrics, melody, chords. What happens? What happens for you when you do that? I mean, I've got my own thing, but what yours?
I'm a lyricist first.
Yeah.
I love to play with language.
Yeah.
So it's often I'll take lyrics from here and from here and from here, or I'll start with a body and then be able to continue the story. And then I go to the instrument next.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
most of the time it's guitar. I've been writing a little bit for piano lately.
Good.
Because trying to get back to it even though it's tough.
And I would say, I agree with you in terms of the way I approach a song. Every once in a while, a little chord progression, and I'm very simple chords, but a chord progression may strike me, and that stimulates me to do something, or a phrase.
Right.
A little phrase becomes or a title of a song. A title comes into my mind and say, yeah, that's something that would work. And then you begin to flesh it out, right? So from the time of inception of this kernel for you till the end product, what has been your experience? Shortest and longest, let's say, because I know this is variable.
It's quite variable. So, I've written a song. I've sat down before and written an entire song, and done.
Yep.
It takes me half an hour.
Yep.
That doesn't happen very often.
No.
Usually, I'll get that little kernel like you're talking about, and I'll write that down, and then I'll let it process and let it percolate, and go back to it, and then leave it alone for a little while longer. I need processing time.
Sure, we all do, for sure. And it seems as though that once you put that down on paper, leaving it, coming back to it, gives you this fresh look, and you're able to, jiggle things around and try to get it so that it fits. So people may ask, well, when do you know you have it?
When I play it for my husband and he says it doesn't stink.
Yeah, I mean, it's very important that the people around you like what you play.
It's
and
true.
You like to hear it. And I do agree with you that stories are important. Now, when you get one of these ideas and kernels, is there occasions where you do a lot of research and try to get a big body of information together that you can then distill and use in your songs?
That's a really good question. And I have not done that yet. I haven't done a research-based song. I've done anecdotal-based only.
Yeah.
But that's a good project for me next time.
Yeah, I like to, if I have a subject, I will do a lot of research on it and take a lot of notes. And then out of all of those notes, I will write some, and I'll share this with you. I'll just write some sentences, key things that strike me. key things that strike me. So I may wind up with 50 sentences. And then in this, not every process, but in this particular one of research, and then begin to go through them and distill them and put them in some sort of order and see if it's going to rhyme and does it make sense, and till I get to an end product. And hopefully it continues, because there's a lot of work that goes into that.
I like that point, that it doesn't always have to be poetry. You can write prose and then add things to it and take things away from it later and make it a little bit more poetic. But we know you don't have to get stuck on the fact that it needs to be, it needs to rhyme, or I've written a bunch of prose and then gone back and turned it into something that sounds a little bit better with a chord progression.
I think you mentioned it earlier, and I agree. You want to tell a story.
Right.
And the story is going to have a meaning if it's personal, if it has an emotion attached to it. And then you do all the other stuff with putting it in the guitar. And I know I sing with my friend Marion. So any songs that we do, whether they're covers or whether they're originals, I'm working on arrangement. And now I know you do too. When you write your song, you're also thinking of an arrangement. Where's the harmony going to be? Mm-hmm. Where's the instruments going to play? What are they going to do? And that, folks, is once again a part of the process. It doesn't come right away, but when you've been doing it for years and years.
10,000 hours.
Yeah. That's wonderful. We could talk for hours about that, but let's get a little bit to the present now.
All right.
What you doing?
There's a lot going on in my life. I'm releasing a new single with Bigger Beast Records at the end of September. And that coincides with a single release show at Canteen in Hamden on September 28th. We sold out.
Say that again.
I will say that again. September 28th at Canteen Coffee and Tea in Hamden. We sold out the Saturday night show.
Bravo.
So we had to add another show on the Sunday.
Excellent.
Which is exciting for me.
Excellent.
So you can get tickets at biggerbeast.com.
And it's a good time for me to mention September 21st, which we're going to have the Meeting House Music and Arts Festival, which this young lady is going to be performing at too. So you can get a preview of this. Well, you're going to see what she's going to perform in a few minutes. But we're going to hold, this is the 3rd annual music festival. It's at the Meeting House in Chester. It's on a Sunday from 12 noon to 7 p.m. We got 14 wonderful performers that are going to share their original songs, Liz being one of them, and you're going to hear some of those in a little while also. And that's September 21st, and then you've got this wonderful performance on the 28th. Mm-hmm. And how do you, if you can, integrate your music into your profession of teaching, because these are youngsters, right?
They are youngsters, and I teach pre-K all the way through 5th grade, elementary music, and I think about, for some of these children, I'm the only live music that they'll ever see.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's really important for what I sing to them to be authentic and to be good and to sound good and to be in tune. Like, it's got to be really good if it's going to be the only music they hear.
Yeah, that is so important. I agree with you 100% on that. A music teacher friend of mine invited me to one of his classes, same group that you're teaching, and I agree. They probably have not heard a guitar play and a
live
voice
in front of them
with all of the overtones and all of that before. So I think it is extremely important. So good for you for doing it. Music teachers aren't always appreciated, especially this day with what's going on with the arts. But to me, music, I don't know what my life would be without music.
Same.
I know Liz is, we're knuckle partners on that. Is there something else you would like to tell the folks here at this point before we proceed here to this next little adventure?
I think it's that if you're thinking about songwriting, just to start writing a few lines down. You don't have to start with the instrument. You can start with the lyrics. You don't have to start with the lyrics. You could start with the instrument. Just start. And if it sucks, who cares? It's fine. Work on it.
No, that's such a great suggestion, folks, because if you put down lyrics that are important to you and that are filled with emotion, there's somebody that will help you put it to music. There's collaborations all the time. I love collaborations. Do you do collaborations at all?
I do collaborations. Yeah. There's also a songwriting group that meets at Workspace in Manchester on Main Street, Manchester, Connecticut. They meet every other Monday, and anyone can go. It's a free session. I think it's at 7 p.m. every other Monday, and you bring what you're working on. I've played songs that are half done. Yeah. I've played songs that are fully done, and someone will go, I don't really like that ending. Or, wow, that sounds really good. And I need that feedback. Or you can just go and listen.
Yeah, I truly think, Liz, that singer-songwriters are brave people. We put ourselves out on the line all the time, and you have to be kind of tough to be able to take some of the comments, but the important thing is to carry on. And folks, you're so fortunate because in a very few moments you're going to hear some of the wonderful songs written by this beautiful singer-songwriter, Liz Reed. Thank you, Liz.
Thank you, Steve. It's great to be here.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Liz Reed. A few years ago, I was in choir with this guy, and he decided he was going to ask me out and asked for my number, and I was like, no, you're a little too young. And here we are, 21 years later, still married. So lucky. I'd been looking since 1999. You walked right up to me and said, could you be mine? But I said no. I didn't know you'd be good for me. Oh, but you, yeah, you did. I sure was hoping someone new would come along. I didn't know you'd be so handsome or so strong, but you were. I didn't know you'd be good for me. Oh, but you, yeah, you did. Oh, now 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's that knocking at my door? Say 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on now, baby, don't be late. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's that knocking at my door? Say 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on now, baby, you, yeah, you did. So normally this is where the trumpet solo would go, or the saxophone solo, but I don't have those, so you just get my mouth trumpet. So we've been dancing for 20 years come May. I sure am glad you haven't up and gone away. I'd be so sad now that I know you're pretty good for me. Oh, it's you, yeah, you, babe. Oh, now 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's that knocking at my door? Say 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on now, baby, don't be late. Say 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's that knocking at my door? Say 5, 6, 7, 8. Come on now, baby, you, yeah, you did. Oh, it's you, yeah, it's you, babe. Oh, it's you, yeah, it's you, baby, baby, baby. I was at a songwriting retreat a few years ago, and the challenge was a free write during a poem about compost. So we were writing about compost. And then after we were finished with the free write, we took what we considered to be our best 2 lines and wrote them on a piece of paper, folded the piece of paper, put it in a basket, and then the leader of the retreat passed around the basket, and we had to take a random piece of paper and put those 2 lines into a song as a refrain, so something that repeated over and over again. So this was a very long and complicated way to tell you that my 2 lines were, toss your refuse over me, I will grow into a tree. You stand on the precipice and cry, you can toss your refuse over me. You who build with the force of the wild, I will grow into a tree. Toss your refuse over me. You who sit down and let go and splinter, I will grow into a tree. Reach to the sky, my arms held wide. Toss your refuse over me. You can always climb. I will grow into a tree. Never, never, never give up. Never, never, never give up. Words, you can toss your refuse over me. You who stay hidden, suggesting the absurd, I will grow into a tree. I reach to the sky, my arms held wide. Toss your refuse over me. I know it looks high, but you can climb and climb. I will grow into a tree. Never, never, never give up. Never, never, never give up. You can sing it. Never, never, never give up. Never, never, never give up. Sometimes places inspire you, and sometimes people inspire you. So this song has some really strong feelings behind it. And it's called California, but that's in reference to a person who was from California. Must have frozen over, 'cause it's cold in Arizona, and I don't think I'll make it home tonight. night. Well, I try not to worry about the sound and the fury, but I've been trying to win your love all my life. So get over California. Get on over California. Get on over California. 250 wrongs won't make a right. I got 19 years of history. I got 30 years of my story. You know, it's the second one makes sense in the light. And over and over, I've been banging my head. That's what it feels like. So back off, California. Get on over California. Get on over yourself, California. I hope you leave this world and make things right. And oh, we hoped for heaven. And oh, we let you put us through hell. And oh, it's time to throw the towel in. And no, I don't wish you well. So I've been driving and thinking, and I heard you been drinking. Well, maybe it's time you took a hard look at the past. And if you don't like what you see there, well, maybe it's not me then. Maybe you're just a stuck-up snob who needs a good kick in the over California. Get on over California. Get on over California. 250 wrongs won't make a right. And you know I'm sick and tired of trying to make things right. So I have these things that are living in my house. They're called teenagers. You know what kind of thoughts those bring up. I actually have two really great teenagers, but you know, everyone has their moments. So we realized we'd been yelling at them and yelling at them and yelling at them, and we really needed to remind them how much we love them. I love you more than anything. I love you straight to the moon. I love you bigger than anything. Forever, forever true. Oh, even when you roll your eyes whenever I say anything. Oh, even when you leave food on your plate that I just cooked. Oh, even when you forget to take a shower, I will love you, 'cause I love you more than anything. I love you straight to the moon. I I love you bigger than anything. Forever, forever true. Oh, even when I get phone calls from your teacher and your principal in the same day. Oh, even when you leave your socks on the floor in every room. Oh, even when you goad your sister so she's the one who gets in trouble, I will love you. 'Cause I love you bigger than anything. I love you straight to the moon. I love you bigger than anything. Forever, forever true. Someday we'll have empty hallways, empty chairs and empty rooms. Someday we'll be sorry and a little lonely without you. I love you more than anything. I love you straight to the moon. I love you bigger than anything. Forever, forever true. Forever, forever. So a few years back, I was at a concert, and this lady was kind of looking at me, and they're, you know, that thing that girls do, they kind of, you know, look at each other, will compliment each other, or will say, oh, I love your dress, or I love your shoes. You can say that to a stranger a lot of the time. So then when this lady was kind of looking at me, I was like, oh, well, maybe she wants to come over and compliment me. That's so nice. So she came over, and she did not compliment me. I was dancing and having a real good time, grooving to Susan's blues guitar. I was approached by an intoxicated stranger. She leaned over with a smile, and she said, how old are you? I just turned 59, and I used to look like you. But then I went on a diet. And look at me now, look at me now, look at me now, now. It's true. She said, look at me now, look at me now, look at me now. It's a true story. Well, there are a lot of things I could have done in response to this nasty one. I could have punched her, or I could have said, how old are you? I just turned fabulous, and I used to act like you. But then I grew up, and look at me now, look at me now, look at me now. Oh, look at me now, look at me now, look at me now. I guess the moral of the story is be kind to strangers no matter what they say. I guess the moral of the story is be kind to strangers, 'cause we all make mistakes. All right, you sing it with me. Ready? Look at me now, look at me now, look at me now. Look at me now, look at me now, look at me now. This song is called Small Potato, and it's a real microcosm of how my husband and I and our family, how we live our lives. That we try to do really big things, but we don't really need a lot of credit. I will always be a small potato, a sweet, round, russet hybrid of a girl. And I don't care about the fame or the fortune. I just want to find the kindness in this world. We live for truth. We live for justice. We seek and we find, and then we seek some more, 'cause we believe that they are out there, the ones who really will change the world. But I will always be a small potato, a sweet, round, rusted hybrid walking by. And I just want to meet some nice, happy people who smile on the street corner when they meet your eye. I ask for strong, I ask for honest. You'll never find that, they said. But you are pure. You have such courage. You inspire me each day to keep on going my own way. And I will always go the way of the small potato, a quiet bravery in the face of change. And I will hold your hand along this less traveled pathway, 'cause standing together could be the difference that it makes. And even if we leave our small potato life upon the hill, I love you still. And even if we never find that resolution comes with time, I know on we'll go. 'Cause I will fight to be a small potato and stay this sweet, round hybrid of a girl. 'Cause fame and fortune can make a perfect handbasket, but I just want to find the kindness in this world. We live for truth. We live for justice. We seek and we find, and then we seek some more, 'cause we believe that they are out there, the ones who really will change the world. But I'll always be